Good morning, students. Hope you are keeping fine at home. Yesterday, we were discussing about the jester. You know what is jester means? Jester is a person who makes others happy by cracking jokes or with his attitude, with his funny things, with his speech, or with his what called activities that he performs in the stage. Is with performance. Through his performance, he makes others happy. So down the ages, we have come across many jesters among the in the king's court, among the king's palace. So in the king's court, many were jesters, and that was one of the ways for the entertainment in the palace. After the heavy schedule during the day, king used to sit and listen to he was relaxing, and the jesters were also there in the court, and they used to make the king laugh, smile, and make happy. So king used to be relaxed at the end of his busy schedule. So we have here many jesters in the history. That is Stanzek of who was the Polish court jester in the court of King Alexander. Then Joao de Panasco was the jester of John III of Portugal. He was brought to the country as a slave, but rose to be greatest through his bravery in the battle, and then he became the jester. The second one is the William Will Somerset. That was the court jester of King Henry VIII of England, very important king. He was known for his rude behavior, yet there was a jester who used to make him happy, make him smile at least. So we have in India very famous jesters. There were many. Among them, two are always referred as greatest among the jesters. Number one is the Birbal in the court of Akbar, and they have got many legendary legends between the relationship between Akbar and Birbal. Always there used to be some story or the other about Akbar and Birbal. He was a very fine jester. Next one is the what we have in our lesson today is the Tenali Raman in the court of Krishnadevaraia. So Tenali Raman was very intelligent man, good jester and wit man, and so he was clever to solve any type of problem. But I'll tell you, in this lesson he has been beaten by duplicate Tenali Raman. We'll see in the lesson. Okay. So one day as he was passing through a street, as he was going to the palace, he was passing through a street, and there were a few boys who were acting out as the court scene. One day in the court, and so there was the scenery. The boys, they were acting out how the court is conducted in the court of Krishnadevaraia. So one boy became the Krishnadevaraia, the other one became Tenali Raman, the other one became the Sipahi, or the soldier guard with a stick, with the sword and all that. And all that is very well related. Now, when they were doing all these things, Tenali Raman just sits on the stone and watches them. And they bring a case, and they are not able to sell. And then he himself real Tenali Raman, gets into the scene, and he tries to help out the boys. At the end, he fails, and then duplicate Tenali Raman finds the solution of the case. So here we are going to read them. It was a cool, sunny autumn morning in the city of Vijayanagar. Autumn, you know that we have got the different seasons in India. In between seasons are autumn and spring. So autumn is a very pleasant season. Okay, in the kingdom of Vijayanagar, King Krishnadevaraya was on the throne. There was peace in the kingdom, and the markets were busy with shoppers, as everyone was in a good mood. A tall, dusky man in a spotless white cotton dhoti and angvastram strolled out of his house. Now, when whole situation, the kingdom was very peaceful, people were happy, king was very benevolent, and so the subjects were peaceful, very happy. So, in this situation, one man comes out of his house who is a tall, dusky man. Dusky means dark complexions. Dusky. You can see my complex, dark complex. Similarly, this man comes out, dark, dusky man in a spotless white dhoti. That means completely pure white dhoti. He comes out with his angavastram, small gamcha. What do we call it? Angavastram. The people put on their shoulder. Angvastram. It is in south. It is known as angvastram. Strolled means hang. It is part of their dress. You see, here the meaning is given. You can see for yourself. He comes out of his house. He walked slowly, looking about him with a slight smile as he headed towards the royal palace. So he was going towards the royal palace to attend the court. The man went past an orchard of mango trees behind a nobleman's mansion, and then under a stone gateway that led to a narrow street. That means he crosses a mango orchard, and then that mango orchard was behind a mansion, big bungalow of a nobleman, and then he goes into the narrow street. Just then he heard the high voices of children shouting. Children were playing on the street. Children raised in a heated argument. They were arguing. These children were shouting and arguing among themselves. What were they arguing? Here we are. Something in the excited chatter made him stop to listen. So they were shouting and all that. So he just He stood, and then he was trying to get the point of the children discussing. It's my turn to play the king, one voice shouted. That means now I'll become king. He said, you promised I'd be Krishnadevaraya and you can be the soldier this time. Next time, maybe previous time that man was the Krishnadevaraya, now he was a soldier, now he becomes the king, and then the one who had become the king would become the soldier. Then can I be prime minister? Saluva Tima instead? Okay. Another young voice protested. I don't want to be a soldier or courtier. They never have anything to say. Why he didn't want to have to be a soldier? Because they have no dialogues. Just stood still. No dialogue. So you want to have his dialogue. Now, becoming even more curious, the man peered past the gateway and discovered a group of boys playing in the patch of grass. In the field, they were playing. What they were playing? Court scene. A tall, skinny 12-year-old had decided he was going to be the king and was strutting. Strutting means walking in proudly, strutting about, waving his chin arm or thin arms. That is skinny man. Is lean and thin man is going to be the king. Another boy stood before him with his arm crossed, looking stubborn, insisting that he had to be the prime minister. He will become the prime minister. Who is the prime minister? Hear that? Yes, he will become the Tenali Raman. Two smaller boys had already had been made soldiers and given stick as sword and were marching about looking important. Ah, they are planning to act in a play, thought the man. This could be get interesting. So they are going to act it out as is. So let me see. So this is what he saw. See you then in the next video. Bye.